Hello and welcome to the Southeast Idaho Weather Hazard Briefing for Friday, August 16th. We'll start with a surface weather depiction. You can see high pressure has moved in after low pressure moved through that is now in central Wyoming and wreaking havoc here in the front range of the Rockies with severe thunderstorms. We had the strong gusty winds and thunderstorms yesterday. We expect none of that today. As you can see, that thing has moved quite a bit to the east during the overnight hours. And we are looking for very little change. You'll notice that the highs sort of stay over Idaho, protecting it from any sort of low pressure approach. And so we're looking for a very hot and dry next 7 days, along with occasional gusty wind days. So let's take a look at that first. The temperatures here for today starting to warm up again after or actually sort of leveling off today, and really the more significant warming occurs tomorrow. But we do have relative humidities dropping below 15%. We are still looking at persistent, not quite as strong as yesterday, but still some gusty winds. And so we do have for zone 425, which is the eastern Magic Valley, those BLM lands north of the Snake River and south of the Sawtooths, is under a red flag warning for today, and we're extending there's a fire weather watch out for not only that zone but the upper, basically Twin Falls BLM area that consists of the Snake River Plain and even the Raft River Valley and some of the south side canyons that feed into the Snake River in south central Idaho will also be under very likely red flag warnings for Saturday, and all that could continue into Sunday. But let's take a look at the rest of Friday. You can see this is why the gusty winds will continue here, mostly in the evening hours, but even in the late afternoon. They're a little bit weaker than this, but still strong enough to produce those gusts to 30 miles an hour. And overnight lows, fairly mild for this time of year. Again, you can see the high pressure remaining in place and in control with a very sluggish, slow-moving pattern. You can see that low didn't move very far through Wyoming. Here we start to see a warm-up of 2 to 5 degrees and a spreading out of the relative humidities below 15%. Those are in the orange colors. So you can see a lot more of the Snake River Plain and a lot more even of the eastern Magic Valley will be covered. And you can see it also spills into the Caribou Highlands area and the Caribou portion of the Caribou-Targhee National Forest. And it's also windy there as well. So depending on what happens with the fuels, we could see a spread of this red flag warning for Saturday to not only the Snake River Plain in eastern Magic Valley and the south central highlands, but also into the Caribou Highlands, depending on what happens with the fuels there. And then overnight Saturday night, again, fairly mild conditions for this time of year. Again, Sunday, more of the same. The high pressure locked in over us. We are looking at some of the warmest temperatures. We just continue to warm. We're now looking at some lower 90s developing in the Snake River Plain and eastern Magic Valley. As you would expect, lots more of relative humidity below 15%. And look at these winds. You can see it actually noses into the north end of the valley more so, but that just may be gusts to around 40, whereas gusts to 30 will very likely, or at least close to 30, will continue even in the southern portions of the Snake River Plain and the eastern Magic Valley. So this is very likely, more red flag conditions here on Sunday. And again, it could spill into the Caribou Highlands as well. And again, overnight lows, there'll actually be some cloud cover in the area, and so fairly mild. This is the extended forecast. Basically, CIM stands for Central Idaho Mountains, Snake River Plain, for the huge area of the eastern Magic Valley, the south central highlands, and the Snake River Plain. And then for the eastern highlands along the Wyoming border, that's what EH stands for. So you can pause this to take a deeper look. But basically, there's no precipitation during this time, and temperatures continue to be very warm, topping out here for most part on Wednesday, slight cool down for Thursday. That's all I have. If you have any additional questions, you can always contact us at this telephone number here. If you have any comments or feedback for the content of the briefing, email our webmaster at this address, or you can check out the weather yourself at weather.gov/Pocatello. Thanks for watching.